Okay. Got it. Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Just let me know when. Okay.
Yeah, let me just make sure I have one trustee coming in. Okay, looks like we are live.
Okay. I'm going to call this meeting to order on February the 26th, 2023. It's approximately 4:32, and we'll have it start off with roll call.
Angela Banks. Here. Christina Bennett.
Present.
Lois Cross.
Present.
Sheila Goodwin.
Present.
Emily Hubbard.
Present.
Shanice Johnson.
Present.
Yvette Levy. She just sent an email. They're having bus issues as we were discussing, so not
Yeah.
sure if she'll hop on or not.
No buses at all. Oh, that's horrible. They canceled all the buses. They're on strike.
Yeah.
Not all the buses.
Oh, yeah?
Not all of them.
Okay, well, that's good.
No, it wasn't the buses that canceled, it was the activities, after school activities.
I see.
Okay. Martell Mann.
Present.
Bobby Richardson.
Present.
Albert Sanders.
Present.
Doris Walker. She is ill today, so I don't think is going to be joining. So we do have 9, so we have enough for a quorum.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta just coming in the door. Give me 1 second, y'all. One second. Okay, Bobby, can you take it for a second? Let me get set up here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Roll call and announcement of a quorum has been taken. So we on tab number 2. The approval of minutes of last meeting, tab number 1. We need someone to make a motion.
Sheila Goodwin makes a motion that we accept the minutes from the previous meeting.
The meeting of December the 18th, Sheila.
Sheila Goodwin makes a motion that we accept the minutes from the meeting of December 18th, 2023.
Okay, I guess I second. So there been a motion and a second.
Okay, and so this would be, we can do a voice vote on this one. So all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so the
Me, I need to abstain.
Okay. Okay, so the motion passes.
Okay, so we on tab number 3, seating of new members. Emily Hubbard, St. Louis Public School Board of Education appointment. I'd like to take this moment to welcome you, Miss Emily Hubbard, and the board would like to do the same also. Welcome.
Welcome, Emily.
Welcome, Emily.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. All right. Tab number 4, reading a communication to the Board of Trustees. Susan, do we have any communication?
I do not have anything.
Okay. With that being said, tab number 5, presentation by interested parties. Any presentation at this time?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Tab number 6, consent agenda. Tab number 2, we need to make a motion for the approval of the retirement and benefits for January and February 2024. Is there a motion?
Sheila Goodwin makes a motion that we accept the retirees. Is that
And
it?
benefits.
Second that motion.
Okay, Sanders second. Okay, Susan.
And this is also another one that we can do by voice vote. So all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Any abstentions?
Okay. We need a motion for the approval of refunds and bills December 2023 and January 2024. Is there a motion?
So Sheila Goodwin makes a motion that we accept the bills for 2023 and 2024.
Okay, and I second Richardson.
Okay, we can do this one also by voice vote. So all in favor, aye.
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 Any opposed?
Recording in progress.
And any abstentions? Okay, so the motion carries.
Okay. Tab number 7, unfinished business. Any unfinished business, Susan?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Tab number 8, report of the chairperson, announcement of committees and co-chair.
Okay,
And
I'm ready. I'm ready to
ready?
roll.
all
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
let's
All
rock
right.
and
Hello,
roll,
everybody.
Louis. I
Thanks,
said,
Rock.
let's rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like butter because I'm on a roll. Oh, that was that's a sad joke. I'm sorry. All right, we're gonna start off with announcements of the committee co-chairs. I'm gonna keep everything the same, and I talked with Emily, and so she's gonna replace Donna, Trustee Donna Jones, who just retired. And she'll be on that benefits committee. Other than that, all the committees will stay the same.
Okay.
And okay. And I wanted to share with you all that tomorrow I'll be going to Jefferson City, and Matt will be going up with me. We'll be driving separately, but separate but equal. But anyway, we'll be up there to talk about a bill that for funding for the retirement system. As you all know, we have had some problems with funding since January of 18, and hopefully this bill will provide some needed revenue to bring us back whole. And also, there's a bill floating by I think it's Marlon Anderson. I think he's a senator. But anyway,
State rep.
State rep. Okay, I'm sorry, state rep. Okay, state rep. So he has a bill floating that will provide a COLA for the retirees. So I'll report back on those two. I go up Tuesday morning. I think we addressed it at about 10:30. Is that right, Matt?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I did go up with Matt. Well, I think that was February the 5th, and we addressed the bill that wanted to, instead of the charter having to run for election to seats on the board, they wanted to just be appointed. And I really didn't address that because the charter system is part of our system. but I basically talked, Matt prepared a very inclusive piece for me to address the fact that we need funding. And some of the things that just draw attention to the things that we need more than anything is funding. And I, I I talked to some of the folks there, and they said that the bill about appointing two people on the board, it was kind of in limbo, but I don't think it's going to pass. A lot of the state reps wanted to know why can't they just run for office like everybody else. So I really don't know, but I wasn't opposed to it, or I was just up there to see if we can get funding, and that's basically what we are interested in. And at the next meeting, I'll provide you all with the bills and hopefully the status on all of those bills in terms of how far they're going and if they're successful. And Matt did an awesome job of preparing everything and introducing me to the chairperson that's over pensions. And I met, I'm trying to think, the guy that his brother is with the union. Matt, help me with that. Who was the?
Well, you met. Well, we talked to Byron Clemens, but I think you're speaking of Representative Doug Clemens.
Doug Clemens, and he's also been very helpful. I think this is his last term. Is that right, Matt?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So, but he is also helpful and was very helpful in trying to get us revenue that we lost because of the thing that was passed back in January of 18. So that being said, did you all want me to go over who's who on what committee, or is everybody comfortable with that and they already know where they are and everything? And so with that, I'll turn it over to the report of Executive Director Sue Kane.
Can we ask questions on your report?
Yes, sir.
You said that the question was, I guess it's a statement. You said you were not, it is a question too. You said you were not opposed to, I know you didn't go up there to lobby for it or against it, but you said you were not opposed to having appointed members from the charter schools?
No, what I meant was that they are members of our pension, and then they pay a third of the money that goes into the pension. So I'm not opposed to them being on the pension board. That's what I meant. I'm not opposed to them. Let me finish, please. Let me please finish, and then you can ask me back. I'm not opposed to them being on the board. The bill that was proposed is that they be appointed instead of by some committee. I mean, some organization that represents all the charter schools, and we didn't know if they're certified, bona fide, or whatever the case may be. But that board would appoint two folks, and so I didn't know who they were or any of that stuff. But no, I'm not opposed to them being on the board. I didn't speak against them one way or the other. So you can go ahead, Al.
And I do understand that, but I know we're not opposed because they can run anytime they want. I think we had someone on the ballot in December who's from the charter school, so they can run anytime they want. I know you're not opposed to them being on the board because they pay into the pension, but are we saying we're not opposed to them being appointed to the board? And I know you didn't go up there to do that, but you made the statement that you're not opposed to them. You're not opposed to them being on the board, but are you not opposed to them being appointed?
Well, I'm gonna let Matt answer that in terms of exactly what we were talking about now, because I've tried to explain it as best that I can. Matt, can you help me with that at all?
Sure, and there's a number of legislative items that I'm going to touch on in my report, so I think we can kind of rope this in my report if you want to.
Okay, Al, you mind if we park that, and then when we get to Matt's report, then he can further explain exactly the position. In other words, I had to kind of walk on eggshells because I'm not opposed to it. And incidentally, one of the guy that had gotten a state rep out in Baldwin to introduce the legislation. He was the one that ran and has run before and lost. So he's the one that got the guy from Baldwin to introduce the legislation to have 2 appointments instead of an election. So everybody was asking him, why is he even fooling with the bill, because he lives in Baldwin, but he represents Baldwin, but anyway. But yeah, we'll park that and come back, and I'll let Matt further explain it. Okay.
I mean, Matt's gonna explain it more in his thing, but I think as the chairman of our board, if everybody else is besides the St. Louis Public Schools, we get a couple appointments, but if everybody else is elected, I don't understand why you wouldn't be opposed to them being appointed. And you can take a no stance, but I don't know why you would be. That's like we have to go through the election process. Why wouldn't they have to go? And I know it might not be a big deal because the bill could be dead before it even gets anywhere. But we shouldn't say we're not. I don't think we should be saying we're not opposed to people being elected.
I guess
May I have a clarification here? Albert, I don't think that was or is the issue. He is not opposed to members on the trustee board. And like he said, he went there for something else. So he didn't push on the agenda of saying that he's opposed or he doesn't want them on the board or they shouldn't be appointed. That wasn't his mission at the time. And what he's not saying he is or he isn't. He just didn't address the issue.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, guys. We're gonna park that for now, and we're gonna deal with that when Matt does his presentation. And so let's move on.
Thank you.
Now, I don't want to belabor the point because I've explained it, but we'll further explain it when Matt gives his report.
As a member of the board, if I don't have a great explanation, can we just move on without me? Am I not satisfied with it? Can I not?
What I asked you to do, I asked you to wait until Matt gives his report, and then he can explain the legal side of what I did, Al. And I'm not trying to be argumentative with you tonight, and I'm just asking that we move on for right now, and you will get the explanation that you need when Matt makes his report, and that's what I'm asking you to do at this time. And I know you're not going to accept that, and you're going to keep going back and forth. So I'm just trying to tell you now that I'm not going to give you anything else right now, and I'll give it to you when Matt presents his. Is that fine with you, or is there a problem?
I understand. I'm going to say one more thing, Chairman, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it okay if I say one thing? I understand it could be a legal matter, but you said you were not opposed to them being appointed, and that's my statement, and we can move on from there.
Okay, let's see. Executive Director presentation.
All right, and I will share just for a point of reference. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the co-chair listing, just so everybody is familiar with that. So we would just add Emily up here to benefits. And then we have on trustee business, Sheila Goodwin, Angie Banks, investment, Christina Bennett, Albert Sanders, and legislative, Yvette Levy, Doris Walker, and then personnel and professional contracts is Bobby Richardson and Martell Mann. So Chairman, if you're not making any changes, again, we'll just insert Emily here.
Yes, no changes.
All right, so just a few things that I wanted to share in my report.
Okay.
First off, all staff and trustees have turned in the annual disclosure statement. So we do have a full compliance on that from everyone. So thank you to the trustees, and then of course the staff for doing that. In the report, the office update, which is in tab 4, I have some normal information, our phone call log, and a few other items in there. One thing that's not on that list that I just wanted to report back is we were able to get a good cyber liability renewal. And So we are good to go as of February 1st. The trustees at the December meeting had given me kind of some latitude to work with Gallagher on that, and happy to report that we were able to get that done. Pretty good renewal. And if anybody has any questions, again, I can go over that when we get in Matt's report. I prefer to kind of talk about any real specifics on that when we are in executive session, if there are questions, but we did get renewal on that cyber liability policy. So happy to report that. On the office update sheet, also, I had put some information in there about the interest crediting. So that's a process that is run the very end of the year. It's recognizing balances as of the prior year. So I just provided a little bit of data. We had 9,098 members with a balance, and there was total interest posted of $3,663,022.53. So if we compare that, and the trustees recall, the interest rate was lowered from 5% to 2%, the crediting rate. So if we compare that to 2022 before, based on the 5%, there was $8,423,583.53 that was credited in the prior year. So quite a reduction between those two numbers. So just wanted to provide some clarity on that, so you could see the impact of that 2% on the interest crediting. Along with that, we did a project starting in October, where we sent out some postcards. We worked with Buck to develop a communication, because there are a number of people that are not vested, have left balances with us that we would like to get off of our books, get them to basically get their funds from the system. So we mailed out our first campaign, we mailed out 1,100 postcards. And we had a total of 46 individuals that so far have responded, requested their funds, and withdrew a total of $145,029.21. So it's a small start, but we will continue to do that throughout the year. We'll do another 2 or 3 campaigns this year. Again, just trying to remind those individuals, again, they're not vested, they have funds here, they may have forgotten that they have the funds here. So just trying to remind them that they have the funds, and hopefully get them interested in moving those dollars. They can roll them if they're teaching in with another system. They can roll them over without any kind of tax consequences or penalties. So that's what some people do, but again, just wanted to make the trustees aware that that is something that we'll continue to do throughout this year. A few other numbers that I wanted to share, since we're looking back at year end. 2023 retiree payroll was $104,734,916. So little shy of 105 million. That is our pension payroll. So it's around 8.7 million a month. In 2022, just as a comparison, it's $107,149,101.26. So a little bit of a reduction in that payroll. Some of that has to do with the savings that we're experiencing, the subsidy that the system pays, that's kind of folded into payroll. So now that those Medicare Advantage plans are zero, the system is not paying a great subsidy amount as it had previously. So there was about $2.5 or so million reduction in payroll, and it's largely due to that. We did get the 1099s out by the end of January as required. There were 5,067 1099s that were generated, and this is to retirement payroll participants, as well as individuals who took a refund or distribution of their funds. And then just another couple of tax notes, we had over 10 million, almost 11 million, so $10,935,682 that was withheld and sent on to the IRS, and that's done throughout the course of the year. And then the same for Missouri tax. Not as many people have Missouri tax withheld, and that's $2,350,261. And then I also wanted to report the amount of the distributions, the refunds were $6,153,953. So I know that's a lot of numbers, but a little over 6 million for refunds and distributions, a little, not quite 105 million for retirement payroll. Again, those refunds are processed once or twice a month. And obviously the pension payroll is once a month as well. So, any questions on any of those items? All right. So the next item that I wanted to address is we work with Gallagher as our insurance consultant. And I believe that I mentioned to the trustees that they were possibly going to ask us for an increase in their fees. We worked with Gallagher. Well, it was at one point Longfellow Benefits back in 2007. And then, somewhere along the line, they were purchased by Gallagher. That company was purchased by Gallagher. So we have had a relationship with Gallagher for some time. The current fee structure that we have in place, which is, right about $40,000 a year, that has not changed since 2012. So in conversations with them last year, our prior representative had retired. We had a new representative assigned to our account in 2023. And she had indicated that, they would like to see a fee increase. They were not able to give me those numbers though before we did the budget in December. Approved that in December. I did try to guesstimate, include a little bit of extra funds in there in the budget, knowing that they might come and ask. So they have asked to increase those fees by about 23,000 to 63,000. So that would not impact our budget. We do have the funds in there in that account where we pay out of the consultant. Again, those subsidies have been reduced. So we're seeing we would not have to address the budget. The budget would not have to be increased. I just wanted to ask the trustees to approve this fee increase, but again, there would not be any impact on our budget. I'm not asking for 23,000 additional dollars in the budget. We have enough that we can find those funds in the budget. But I do, because the fee was approved by the trustees back in 2011 for starting with the 2012 year, I wanted to bring that to the trustees' attention and ask them to consider that fee.
So this is Kristen.
I'm sorry, Kristen. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Go ahead.
I just want to know what that percent increase is, because that's a pretty large increase. It wasn't like a 5% increase.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's probably that's a third of their fee.
Yes. Well, and
that's 50%, isn't it? I mean, if they're going from 40 to 63, that's $20,000. That's a huge increase. That's a lot to ask without an RFP.
Yes, it is. Now, we did do an RFP, not last year, but the previous year. We had a few bidders, and the cost was that those bidders, basically offered was in this neighborhood or higher. We're actually probably higher.
So when we did the RFP, did they not guarantee their rate for a couple of years, or they just kept us at where we were? Because that's kind of like a bait and switch, isn't it? Like, hey, this is what our fee is going to be for you on an RFP. And then it's like, oh, by the way, we want more money.
Yeah, well, they guaranteed it for last year. And then, like I said, the gentleman that was on our account, he retired. So we had somebody new on the account. And I guess they were looking at it. They're also looking at the possibility of us working with the St. Louis office. Right now, we're out of the Boston area. So I don't know if those conversations, they were looking at, possibly changing and increasing the fee. Again, like I said, it's been in place since 2012. So we did, get it last year, but then with that gentleman retiring, there wasn't anything beyond the 2023 year.
Angie, did you have a question?
No, I did not. I know
Okay.
that we're experiencing some very significant rate increases as well for context.
Insurance, everything is, significant. The RFPs that went out, were they in the range of what they're asking for, Sue?
They were, if not higher, the responses that we received. Because again, these rates have been since, 2012, so over, 12 years, 11 years at that same rate, and there's been no
Increase?
Grant.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Sue, I'm not opposed to their increase. Everybody has to make money and costs go up. But let me do my math to see what that percentage increase is. But at the end of the day, I mean, at 10%, okay, maybe 12%, but 50% increase is not, that's a lot.
And they're telling me that they sharpened their pencil to get it to that. So
Okay.
that's what they wanted for.
They probably had an electric pencil sharpener for this one. Any other questions?
Sue, on the contracts that we did on the RFP, when they guaranteed rates, did we go back and look at that RFP and see like, hey, we'll guarantee for 3 years, but we'll get an increase of X? Do you have any sense of what those previous, and they may have been higher, but just to get an industry norm of what those price increases would go going forward? Like, did I make myself clear?
No, I'm sorry, you kind of cut out a little bit there.
So for example, if we did the RFP and they said, firm A says cost is 50,000, but every year the rate's gonna go up by 5%. Or what were the industry peers? And while they may have been higher in cost, Gallagher only guaranteed our rate for 1 year.
That's right.
In that RFP. Did they mention anything like a price increase of X will go after the 1 year, or what did the other firms say on price increases?
I'd have to recall what they said. Like I said, the gentleman that was with our account, he retired. And so I think that's really why this is coming up. He'd been around for quite some time and he probably would have just continued the rate, but now we have somebody new and they want to look at it. So I don't recall what the other firms would have said about future increases, but those bids were substantially more than what we were paying at the time. So that's why we just continued on with Gallagher.
And how long are we with Gallagher with this contract?
A long time.
Yeah, it goes back 2007, and then
No, I'm talking about the current. I'm sorry, the current one going forward.
Yeah, so this would have been in December of 2011. The trustees approved the current fee. So it's been that fee since starting in January of 2012.
And we did that because our previous executive director did not want to do an RFP.
Right.
No, and I agree with that. When does it end, I guess?
Well, we could end it at any time, but obviously we would want to have a plan in place. So if the trustees wanted to do an RFP later this year to look at things, starting next year perhaps, then we could do that. So we're not locked in. We do have to give them notice, but we're not locked in.
That's why I didn't know if we were locked into anything for a certain amount of years from now on.
No. I mean, other than the fact that we do, you know, this year we do have an RFP for at least dental that we need to do. We need to have a consultant to help us with Medicare Advantage plans and doing some enrollment and, you know, just different things that they do have to do throughout the course of the year. We probably will get started on the RFPs here, you know, fairly soon, so those could be presented to the board at the August meeting.
Thank you.
So did they say take it or leave it, Sue?
I mean, I have been, pretty much, I don't know, I've asked them several times what happens if this is not approved by the trustees, and I really have not gotten an answer.
I like what they do. I really like what they've done with the Medicare Advantage and saving us over $1 million in terms of what we were paying out at $80 per member. And I like the speed at which they find the needle in the haystack and the good rates. If they've been, I think Angie alluded to the fact that insurance rates, and I don't know if you all have looked at your car insurance, but it seems as though insurance rates have skyrocketed. If the rates are when the last RFP was done are in line with what they're asking for now, I'm pleased with them if they're in line. Chris, you're right that it is quite a bit. No, it's not quite a bit. It's a large amount to increase, but it's basically because the guy that was there before evidently didn't see any reason to raise the rate. And he had, what, 40,000 since 2012? Is that right, Sue?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, and so we haven't paid any more. And I imagine if the prior leadership had done what we asked, then we might have been paying more all along if we did the RFPs. But you know, that's in the past. So I don't want to hold up any kind of negotiations on anything that we have going forward. So I would like to let's see whether if there are any other questions. I'd like to see if there are no other questions, put it in a motion and we can vote it up or down.
Yep.
And then,
Can I add a comment? So Sue,
sure,
could we get them
sure, go ahead.
increase?
Go ahead, Chris.
Can we get them to if we agree to the increase to lock it for 2 to 3 years?
Oh, definitely for a period of time. I would say, was it 3 years for the other on the other companies on the RFP, Sue?
Yeah, a lot of times it's a 3-year deal.
Yeah. Okay, if we can get a lock-in, certainly. So you want to park it and go and find out if they'll give us do a 3-year, and then we'll get back and I can call a special board meeting, or we can do that. Sue, that'll give you time to get it, or we want to wait till the next meeting, or what?
Well,
we can make a motion tonight and
yes,
say, we can make a motion tonight and make it and say, we approve it contingent on this price for locking for 3 years.
Okay.
Correct?
All right, well, bingo,
yes.
there's the
I do have the motion. You just need to add that language.
Okay. You're gonna add that on? You said you're gonna add it on, and we're ready to go with this.
When someone makes the motion, maybe they can add that to what's already there.
Okay.
I make a motion to authorize a fee increase of 63,000 from 39,840 from Gallic contingent that it's in a 3-year deal to the system insurance consultant with no increase to the improved 2024 operating budget.
And the fee to be locked in for 3 years.
Is there a second?
Second, Shanice Johnson.
Okay, did you all understand that Sheila added the additional information?
It's my motion. It's my motion. I added that already.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes.
sir. All right.
Sorry, I didn't hear it, Albert. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that, Dr. Sanders. Okay, we're gonna do a roll call vote.
Angela Banks?
Yeah.
Christina Bennett?
Yes.
Lois Cross?
Yes.
Sheila Goodwin?
Yes.
Emily Hubbard?
Yes.
Shanice Johnson,
Yes.
Martell Mann,
Yes.
Bobby Richardson,
Yes.
Albert Sanders.
Yes.
All right, so that's 9, the motion carries, so thank you.
Okay.
And then the final item for my report is I wanted to report that Terry Mays, our accounting specialist, has decided to retire. He will be retiring at the end of March. So we're sorry to see Terry go, certainly, but we are excited for him, and he's got all kinds of plans to have fun.
Yeah, he's really a nice guy and very, very efficient.
Thank you very much.
No, you can't leave yet.
I've got you, Albert.
Terry,
I've got to go.
Not Terry, not yet. Not yet, Terry. Your time hasn't come. You haven't paid your dues long enough. You're too young.
Congratulations, Terry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, congrats, Terry.
Thanks.
So again, we are happy for him, but that means that we've got to find someone to sit in his office. So we've already started doing some recruitment, and we worked with the Post, got ads online to various social media. So we've had a few interviews. We do have one potential candidate, but we also wanted to have as a backup, Anders, who actually is our auditor. They have a separate company that does work with their clients and other people as well to hire people, assist them in finding folks that are accountants in that specialty. So we would like to ask the trustees to approve us to work with Anders to recruit and help find. Again, we might have some folks lined up, but just in case, Terry will be gone at the end of next month, so we would like to be able to, move forward on that soon, so we don't have to wait till the April meeting. So I do have talked with this Anders firm, and again, they assured me they do this with a lot of their clients. It is not any kind of a conflict. It's some, separate part of the company that does the recruitment. So they have indicated that they can do this work to find again, a person, not Terry, but someone to sit in Terry's office, but for up to, it would take no more than 15,000. They're not even doing it as a percentage of pay or anything like that. They bill on a flat hourly rate. So they say it would be no more than 15,000 to do this search.
Sue,
Hey,
could
any
you
other
send us the
questions?
job description
Yes, sure.
and the pay range? That way we can see. Is it listed on Indeed?
It was, it was out there. It probably is still through the end of the month. And then it is posted on our website as well.
And do you mind if I share it on my LinkedIn?
No, sure, that would be great.
Okay. Do you have a motion prepared for us?
Yeah, I do have another motion.
Of course
Okay.
you do, Sue. Of course you do.
Yeah. Ready to go. Okay.
So I make a
Yes.
motion to authorize the executive director to work with Anders Talent Practice on the search for an accounting specialist at a fee not to exceed 15,000.
That's second.
Sheila Goodwin, second.
Okay, we can do a roll call vote. Any questions or concerns, comments, questions, concerns? Okay, we'll take a roll call vote.
Angela Banks.
Yes.
Christina Bennett.
Yes.
Louis Cross.
Yes.
Sheila Goodwin.
Yes.
Emily Hubbard.
Yes.
Shanice Johnson.
Yes.
Martell Mann,
Yes.
Bobby Richardson,
Yes.
Albert Sanders.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's 9, the motion carries. So thank you all. And
Okay.
that's all I had in my report.
All right. We're moving on. Do we have a report from the investment consultants? I think we don't have a report for them, do we?
We do not.
Okay. Also the report of the actuary.
There is no report this time.
Okay. All right. A report from the committee, benefits committee, Shanice, and that would now be Emily. And welcome aboard, Emily.
Welcome, Emily. Thank you for joining my committee. My report is some of the retired members of the public school retirement system missed the regular open enrollment period. And there has been an extension, or will be a special election period that's open, an enrollment cycle for those members in the spring. Those dates are forthcoming. Our current policy does not reference special enrollment periods, and so we need to update the policy. If there are no questions, it's a real simple update. I think Sue already prepared for us some motions for that, but we need a motion to update and change the policy, and then a second motion for us to just say that we'll have a special election or enrollment period for those members, particularly with the new Medicare plans that are offered. That's it, Sue. Sorry.
Question. So would that in tab 4?
The new, what the new policy is.
Okay. All right then. I got it. Okay. So whatever you could do in November or whatever, you could do again now whenever in the spring, is that right?
Yeah, once if the policy is updated, then United Healthcare has already indicated that we can do this. They actually offered it to us as a suggestion. So once the trustees, if the trustees would approve the updated policy in the special open enrollment period, then we would work with United Healthcare to set that date, and then we would communicate with those individuals that are enrolled in the SLPS sponsored plans that are Medicare eligible. And if they want to move over to the Medicare Advantage plans, they could do so during this special period.
Sounds good. Sounds very progressive. I like it. So do we read the, is that a motion?
Yeah, I need a motion.
Does she need a motion too?
Yeah, that is the number 3 is the motion.
Okay, has it been read
Okay.
already?
Sheila Goodwin makes a motion to update the public school retirement system of St. Louis group insurance enrollment policy to allow for a special enrollment period as adopted by the public school retirement system of the St. Louis Board of Trustees.
Richardson second.
Okay, we'll take a roll call vote.
I have a question.
Okay, Al.
The question is this just an emergency thing for this year, or is it actually changing the whole policy?
Yeah, so what the change is it adds the ability for the trustees to establish a special enrollment period. So that's what this motion is. The next motion will then ask the trustees to establish a special enrollment period.
From now on?
Yeah, our policy would be updated just to allow for a special open enrollment period as approved by the trustees. So the trustees would still have to approve any special enrollment period. It just makes it clear in the policy that the trustees would use.
I got you. Okay. Roll call vote, right?
If we're ready.
Yes. Any other questions? Any other questions? Last time, any other questions? Okay, we'll take the roll call.
Angela Banks?
Yes.
Christina Bennett?
Yes.
Louis Cross,
Yes.
Sheila Goodwin,
Yes.
Emily Hubbard,
Yes.
Shanice Johnson,
Yes.
Martell Mann,
Yes.
Bobby Richardson,
Yes.
Albert Sanders.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have 9. The motion carries, and then
Okay.
next motion.
And so you're gonna put the next one up for this? Okay, thank you.
So that number 4 is the next.
Okay.
Sheila Goodwin makes a motion to authorize the public school retirement system of St. Louis staff to work with United Healthcare to offer a special open enrollment period in 2024 as mutually agreed upon between Public School Retirement System of St. Louis and United Healthcare to allow retired members to change Public School Retirement System of St. Louis plans and enroll in a public school retirement system with St. Louis offered Medicare Advantage plan.
There's second.
Richardson, second.
Okay, roll call vote. Are there any questions, first of all? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, do a roll call.
Angela Banks,
Yeah.
Christina Bennett,
Yes.
Louis Cross,
Yes.
Sheila Goodwin,
Yes.
Emily Hubbard,
Yes.
Shanice Johnson,
Yes.
Martell Mann,
Yes.
Bobby Richardson,
Yes.
Albert Sanders.
Yes.
So again, we have 9, the motion carries. So thank you, Shanice. And trustees, we will report back in April of what the next steps are, and again, appreciate that.
Okay. Shanice, do you have anything else?
No, sir, that's all.
Fantastic. Report. Okay, report of, let me see. Trustee business, that'd be Sheila Goodwin and Angie Banks. You all have a
No
report?
report on my end.
Angie? Okay. Investment, Christina, Albert?
No report.
There was one.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, there's one motion.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, a big motion.
Yes. So you should have received a couple of weeks ago a letter that ANCO is being acquired by Mariner. And we discussed this extensively in the investment meeting. They're not changing anything. Mariner is a wealth management firm. They are not an asset manager firm, or they don't have a consulting arm. And so they're buying ANCO for that consulting arm. We're not expecting to see any changes on our team. Everything is going to stay independent. It's just going to be the new name is going to be Mariner something, Mariner Consulting, or I can't remember what the new name was going to be.
Yeah, I think Mariner Consulting.
Mariner Consulting, and they came to us and asking us to provide consent to the acquisition. It's going to occur in the next week or so. And so the motion is on the floor there, if anybody would like to make it, so that we can move forward with our consulting, with our consultants.
Sheila Goodwin makes a motion to provide the public school retirement system of St. Louis consent for the acquisition of ANCO by Mariner and to authorize the executive director to execute the consent letter.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, questions or comments? Chris, we did talk about
Oh,
adding
yes.
them to the watch list.
So the only comment that I had is that what we do with any type, this is a structural ownership change. So the only comment that I would have is that we, just like we do any manager on a structural ownership change, that we add this to the watch list and make sure that that we're informed of any structural changes on the consulting side that may impact our relationship. So that's, I just want to be consistent, whether we do it with managers because of ownership change, that we also do it with consultants.
So that would be added on to the motion that we would.
No, they need a motion specifically for this. We
Okay.
would
Just
we
add
can
them on.
yeah, we can make a second recommendation, but their motion for as presented, if and needs a vote on the motion on the floor.
Okay, any other questions or concerns before we take the roll call vote? Questions or concerns? Questions or concerns? Okay, Sue, we're ready.
Angela Banks,
Yeah.
Christina Bennett,
Yes.
Louis Cross,
Yes.
Sheila Goodman,
Yes.
Emily Hubbard,
Yes.
Shanice Johnson,
Yes.
Martell Mann,
Abstain.
Bobby Richardson,
Yes.
Albert Sanders.
Yes.
So we do have 8 yeses, 1 abstention, so the motion does carry.
So Louis, I'd like to bring this comment I made up at the next investment meeting so that we can bring it, so that we can have discussion with the full committee. And take a vote then.
Sounds good. Anything else for the cause? Anything else to add, Chris?
Nope, except I need a margarita.
All right.
You gotta add some laughter every now and then.
Yeah, I know I need that today.
I'm just joking.
Legislative rules and regulations, that be Principal Yvette Levy and Doris Walker. Doris is on a sick list. So
she did not mention that she had a report when I spoke to her earlier today.
All right, thanks, Sue. Personnel and professional contracts, Bobby Richardson, Martell Mann.
First of all, I would like to thank you all for this busy month we had of February of all the different meetings we had. And the month of February, we had 3-4 meetings regarding the attorney search for the RFP. And the last meeting was earlier last week that we came to a conclusion.
Yeah, and so I'm sorry, Vice Chair Richardson, I think we can do the rest of your report in a closed session.
Okay, so we'd like to make a motion to go in closed session at this time.
Get that up.
Okay. Al?
I make a motion to close the meeting and that all records and votes to the extent permitted by law pertaining to and or resulting from this closed meeting be closed under revised standards Missouri 610.021, 1 and 12 for the purpose of having a confidential or privileged communication with legal counsel for PSRS STL and legal matters.
Goodwin, second.
Okay, roll call vote. Any questions or concerns? Questions or concerns? Questions or concerns? Okay, roll call.
Angela Banks?
Yes.
Christina Bennett?
Yes.
Louis Cross,
Yes.
Sheila Goodwin,
Yes.
Emily Hubbard,
Yes.
Shanice Johnson,
Yes.
Martell Mann,
Yes.
Bobby Richardson,
Yes.
Albert Sanders.
Yes.
Okay, so we do have 9. The motion carries. Just a few things.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And we are live again.
Okay. If there's no other business, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn this amazing meeting on February 26th at approximately 6:21 p.m.
Is there a second?
Bennett
Goodwin,
second.
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, thank you all so much. And if everyone else will leave, we'll leave the two co-chairs and myself on, and we'll
Thank you.
Thank you
All
all.
right, thank you all.
Take
Okay,
care.
Have a good
everybody.
February.
Okay, bye-bye.
Happy Black History Month.
Amen.
Is the treasurer supposed to stay?
No, Miss Goodwin, this